New Year's week draws to a close on the channel, and as you get ready to turn the page on 2022 on a night like this, let's try nights like these, the first offering on the channel from Birds Fly South Ale Project up in Greenville. Nice and dark, Irish Dry Stout. Let's get right into it after the intro. Welcome on back into the Midland studio as per usual with your host, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto. We're closing out New Year's week. We are ready, finally ready to close the book on 2022 and welcome in 2023 with a new breath of adventure and hopefully many good things to come. So I'm going to close out this festive week of sorts with a gift from my main man Eddie up at the Clock Tower Tap Room and Billiards. Birds Fly South, one of the first breweries I ventured to when I moved down south, and I have yet to feature them on the channel. This is a style that is very close to me as far as my preference of beer is concerned. An Irish style dry stout. It's called Nights Like These. For anyone unfamiliar with Birds Fly South, I can't think of the style, so I don't want to misspeak, but there is one of their flagship beers that's called Days Like These. So this is Nights Like These, Irish style dry stout. The can art, really awesome. A lot of astronomy type of designs on it. A lot of information on the can, so let's just dive right into that. 1 pint, a very mild 4%, so dry stout. That's pretty much on par with what you'd expect from an ABV perspective. Brewed and canned at Birds Fly South Ale Project in Greenville, South Carolina. Art by Chris, I hope I don't butcher his name, Koelle, so I'm not sure if that's pronounced Cole or Kelly or something of that nature. They do list the IBU on the can, a very soft, mild 26. They give a little bit of a description. Full bodied, delicious, and dark dry stout, rich and roasty with minimal hop and soft conditioning. This classic Irish pint has a caramelized subtlety at the start, mellows into chocolate and coffee malt flavors, and finishes with a clean traditional dryness on the tongue. That is a lot of the deliciousness that I like in my stouts. They do give the 0 through 5 scales on the side, so there's just a ton of information going on this can for beer nerds, whatnot, and beer amateurs, much as myself, to kind of let ourselves know if our palate is on point with what the brewer says the beer is supposed to be. Malty, it's up around just shy of 4. Bitter, it's around 2. And roasty, it's a full 5 out of 5. They also give a little border of the state of South Carolina with drink local. And now this is something I know European beer tubers get a lot of on their can, and I think the Canadian beer tubers may get it here and there. But this actually has a graphic of what the optimal serving temperature is. I'll hold it up. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but it is 40 degrees in a pint glass. Well, that might not be the recommended glass, but that just might be a generic image. But 40 degrees. This is definitely colder than 40. Well, I don't know. In my mind, 40 degrees is pretty cold. That's obviously Fahrenheit because I'm American. But in my mind, 40 degrees is pretty cold, and this is kind of cold, so we're going to hope that I'm not going to do a full Don's beer reviews and give you the temperature thermometer in the glass, but we'll hope it winds up being pretty close. There's not, I think what's on Untapped is the same as what I read in the can, although the IBU is a little different, 30, within a reasonable margin of error there. 2,676 ratings for a 3.72 average. Full body, delicious, and dark stout that is rich and roasty with minimal hop and soft conditioning. This classic Irish pint has a caramelized subtlety that starred, mellows, and chocolate, blah, blah, blah. Finished clean, dryness on the tongue. So I think that is the same thing I read on the can. Irish Dry Stout. Let's not waste any more time and get into it, yeah? Top this off. Big frothy head on that. Nice solid 1/2 inch or so. 3/4 of an inch maybe. Make sure you can see that nice. This has a very much, put that up to the camera. See that frothy head on there? Nice juxtaposition between the head and the beer itself. This very much has that like carbonated Coca-Cola appearance to it. All those bubbles in there. I'm kind of getting a little bit of roastiness already. I haven't even dug my nose in yet, so let's just do that. This is interesting. So it has some roastiness. Has some roasty notes in there. But that's a little more subtle, and there's some sweetness that's balancing it. So that could be whatever they did in this caramelization process for the beer. Because there's definitely some sweetness in there that's equally subtle to the roastiness that's very subtle. I may have had this in the past, but I don't so much remember, so this will be an interesting memory refresher. Let's get right into it and take a sip. Oh. Yes, indeed. This is... My thoughts might need some few seconds to gather themselves. There's a very light yet slightly wet mouthfeel to it. There's nothing really jumping out as far as overpowering or asserting dominance, so to speak, on the flavor profile. It is definitely roasty, but it's very, very subtly roasty. And maybe that's just because of the low ABV. That could very much be the case with this. It's definitely got but there's like a coolness to it as well. So it may be a little colder than that optimal serving temperature that they described, but this is just a nice, easy, calm sipper. You get some of the roastiness way on the back end. There's a little bit of an aftertaste finish sort of thing. But for the most part, this is just wet, calm, subtle, really easy to sip on. Probably easy to pound. Although a lot less easier to pound if it's your third of 3 for the day. Shh, don't tell anyone. And if anyone's been playing along at home, if you notice Christmas week were all 3 Connecticut beers, much to Nutmeg 2 Palmetto fashion, New Year's week is all 3 South Carolina beers. So that's a very easy beer to sip on, and you would imagine at 4% it would be easy. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to enjoy this. Everyone have yourselves a wonderful, happy new year. I will see you in 2023. I've got some beers tinkering in my toolbox, gearbox of a head for how I'm going to start off the year. So stay tuned for some fun stuff. If you like what you saw, as always, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when these videos drop. There's some carbonation, yeah. If you want to recommend a beer to me or maybe even send me a beer, email me, nutmeg2palmetto@gmail.com. And as always, if you want the rest of my daily insanity, follow me on my social media channels, TikTok and Instagram, @nutmeg2palmetto. Cheers, 2022. You were a fun one. But as always, the next year is always an excuse and opportunity for even more fun and adventure. Cheers, folks. I'll see you next time, and see you next year.